All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of prayer and stone. Shalom to the elect, wishing this word in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent uses the precursor to the MOTB. Yahushai, whom dwellingly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson concerning the plans of the wicked. I'm just going to bring forth this particular precept, and I'm going to play a clip in which this video is mostly about the clip, and the information that is being brought out within this clip, because out here in Jamaica, brothers from Portland to Kingston to Mumbai have been bringing out this topic frequently, which is the 15-minute cities that these people want to build in the countries around the world. And these cities is a prison in itself to track and monitor your movements and your whereabouts. And a lot of people are going to embrace these cities not knowing what is being done. So this is Psalms 10 verse 7 says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, because people are going to believe the rhetoric being pushed by their leaders, because who are going to push these things in the various countries is the leaders of that particular country. Out there it's going to be Andrew Holness and the political party, and it no matter which political party in rulership, this is the agenda, A lot of people are going to align themselves with this agenda. A lot of people are going to believe this is going to make them life much more easy, because everything is going to be at arm's length. Verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking place of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And who is the poor of the society? You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He laid in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He laid in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor, when he draweth him into his net. And this is a trap being laid out for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, so-called, He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, God had forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Yahweh, O God, lift up thy hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore doeth the wicked contempt God? He had said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou behold mischief and spite, to require it with thy hand. The poor committed himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are going to help us, because I'm going to look back unto us, we look unto him for deliverance, and I'm going to send his only begotten Son, who died for our sins, whose name is Yahushai, whom now we call upon continually in prayers, in meditation, in songs, daily. So let me play this clip for you.
I am actually on site at this facility, this new 15-minute city that they're building. And as I told you guys in the previous post, I own a trucking company, and my purpose of being here is that we deliver the lighting for this place. And this is how I learned that this place actually existed. So these are the lights that I bring here every week, twice a week, for this monstrosity of a complex. So it's just not, I'm getting pictures from somebody else. This is actually a real place that I'm at. This is in Frisco, Texas. You will own nothing and be happy. The price of homes will be so expensive that you can't afford a home. And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city. Yeah. With thousands of people on top of each other. Paying what's equivalent to today's mortgage. Thousands of dollars. Do you want this to be your final happiness?
I remember the slogan of the WIF, the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and be happy.
This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, about a smart city.
To the parking lot. Then you will arrive at your destination.
These apartment complexes will have everything that you need. Grocery store, daycare center, hair salons.
And I'm going to pause it right there, guys, because honestly, when you see these different concepts, these different cities, these different developments that's popping up in cities all across the United States, it's not just Texas, guys. This is just what we're talking about in today's video. But guys, these are 15-minute cities. And basically, this is a new concept that a lot of these different places are developing because housing is so unaffordable for a lot of Americans. And so what they're resulting to is basically renting forever. And Americans are not looking to buy homes. Not all Americans, right? But your average American right now is not looking to purchase a home in today's market. So as the market continues to get worse, as interest rates and everything else continues to go up higher and higher and higher, guess what? People will wind up in a lot of these cities. And I know a lot of y'all may look at this and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You got all these different areas and, restaurants and everything within a 15-minute walk per se, right? Because that's what this is, right? Everything is within a 15-minute radius. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad idea in the general sense. But when you think about the long-term effects, right? You're never going to own a home, right? Which is what a lot of people truly, I don't care what people tell you, oh, I don't want to have the maintenance and all these different things. They want to cope with it, right? Majority of people in the United States want to own a home, right? Of course, there are people who don't want it, but overall, most people do. You'll never own a home and you will rent forever. Whatever the cost of the rent is in this area, you're going to rent that for the rest of your life. It sounds like something straight out of a simulation in my eyes, guys, because think about it. You're going to wake up, see the same people in the same area, go to the same restaurants, same places every single day over and over. It's like you're in a box. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, right? But I like to be away from the city. I like to be away from things to the point to where, yes, I can go to the city, but I don't have to. I got my own area. I have my own things that I can do within my own space, if that makes sense. They're going to build hundreds of apartments. Well, maybe it's probably not going to be hundreds of apartments, but a lot of apartments are going to be within one area of this little 15-minute place. It's just going to be a bunch of shops. I mean, it may not be the worst idea in general for a lot of people because they may want to live in something like this, but this is the goal, guys. It's crazy that this is where we're headed, though, for a lot of people.
You name it, it's going to be here. Doctors, you name it. So you really have no reason to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And as I said before in other posts, they want you comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Look at this project.
So here's a horror story for you. Everything you need
all within a 15-minute walk from your front door. If that doesn't sound so scary and honestly just sounds pretty nice, then it's too late for you, according to some conspiracy theorists. To them, being able to easily walk to the store...
Because, pause right here, that's the goal. That is truly the goal. You will own nothing. That's why that's such a massive phrase right now. You will own nothing, and you're going to be happy with it, right? I see so many times, I actually just made a video about this recently, where people were in the comments, and they were like, oh, I don't want to buy a home. It's too expensive. I don't want to get the maintenance. I don't want to do any of those different things. People were like, oh, they were trying to justify it. And that's perfectly fine if you don't want to own a home, right? That's cool. But think about it in a general sense. Do you want to rent forever? Do you want to go all the way in deep into retirement? Don't mind you, when you have fixed income, guess what? When you're on fixed income, you're going to be having a rent payment, so that money is going to dwindle down into your retirement. Do you want to work forever? Like, what does life look like for the next 50 years? Most people don't think like that. People think about in the now. They like to be flexible. They like to go jump, but don't think about what the future actually looks like. And I'm not saying you can't retire if you don't have a paid off house, right? Because some people do retire with a paid off house. But ultimately, when you see different concepts like this, it's like, I guess that's what people want in certain situations.
Or to work is like living in an open-air surveillance prison nightmare, being imposed by shadowy forces. Let's back up a second. The idea of a 15-minute city was coined by Franco-Colombian urbanist Carlos Moreno and inspired by American urbanist Jane Jacobs. The concept suggests that cities should be reimagined so that most people can get their needs met, going to the store, going to school, going to work, all within a 15-minute walk or bike ride. Some of this might sound familiar if you've lived in a city for the past 3 years. The urgency of COVID restrictions led to mayors across the world closing streets and expanding bike lanes to center pedestrians and allow for more open-air travel. That's a win for everyone, unless you're one of those people who fears parking spots disappearing or that densifying urban areas means being in touch with the working class. But a new strain of opposition has grown on social media, one where people believe that 15-minute cities are actually just a pretext for open-air prisons enforced by a police state, where citizens will be prevented from leaving their enclosed zone. Edmonton, Canada is the latest place dealing with backlash against moves to make...
And the thing is, it's not going to start out as that, but it's going to end up as such. Because when you implement certain strategies and you deploy certain measures, and I use the word deploy because this is a military operation, when you deploy certain measures, you don't want your enemy be aware of the trap being set. So at the beginning, they may freely move to and fro, but you're going to have programmable money that is going to be given unto individuals in these cities, and these money won't be able to be spent in other zones. This is what's coming.
City more walkable after their Mayor Amarjeet Sohi, proposed creating 15-minute districts with widened sidewalks, multi-use trails, and other sustainable infrastructure that would aim to reduce commute times, encourage walking, and also make it easier for you to go back to the store if you forget that one ingredient you need for dinner. Conspiracy theorists began circulating a map, purportedly of Edmonton, but spoiler alert, this isn't even in North America, dividing the city into something out of the Hunger Games. The map is actually of Canterbury, England, which also has rolled out its own 15-minute city proposal to a similar kind of backlash. Canterbury's plan involves closing off roads through the city center to traffic by using license plate readers to find motorists that aren't taxis or delivery vehicles. The goal there is to reduce congestion and prompt people to walk or bike instead of driving. Other cities have successfully done similar or more stringent measures to limit car use to curtail traffic, like some cities in Colombia, where cars are banned from driving certain days of the week based on the digits on their license plates. But conspiracy theorists have seen something sinister in these proposals, even expressing alarm that the concept was discussed by the World Economic Forum, which is a dog whistle for a number of conspiracies. Misinformation about the proposals has been on the rise, so let's make something crystal clear. Nobody is saying that people will be barred from leaving their neighborhood by car or other method of transportation. And no, the government isn't tracking your individual driving so that you'll be banned from eating beef if you go too far.
Yeah, that's the thing about this is, it is important to, sit back and look at information at face value, right? Do your own research because there's so much.
So, I'm not going to say they're not right concerning, but look up information itself. But the thing is, we know what's coming, and we know what's the end goal, you know, because with this infrastructure and this system that's going to be built, the RFID microchip is going to be implemented also, you know, which is the MOTB. Regardless if you want to believe what GMS said, it's going to be proven gradually. And what I'm going to say in that time, when I'm going to say when all our information is being placed on that, and the whole on get put in these cities, you know, and the rebels get put to death, what I'm going to say at that time. But as I have said, I wasn't going to make this video very long. I just saw the clip and I know that, hey man, this is something that we speak on regular. So that was just showing it out there in the ether so brothers can see it also. So with that I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Bashim Hawashai, Bashim Kakadash. Shalom.